What's up, fam? Welcome back to Pod&Chill. I'm Gwen, here to drop some life hacks to make your life less chaotic.
And I'm Leo, just doing the chill part here while Gwen carries the whole show.
Okay, so did you know the average American spends 12 years of their life glued to their phone screen?
Seriously? That's basically a whole side hustle.
Right, unpaid and with zero perks, though.
And yet, somehow I'm still asking myself at 11 p.m., wait, what did I even do tonight?
Do you mean besides doom scrolling and stalking your ex's new dog?
He's a cute dog, okay? But for real, I've wasted so many evenings. It's embarrassing.
That's why today we're breaking down why this happens and dropping 7 science-backed, actually doable strategies to reclaim your evenings.
Let's get into it. So, why are we always blowing our evenings? Are we broken?
No, we're just human, and humans get decision fatigue.
Come again?
It's when your brain's done making choices after a long day of nonstop work. So by the end of the day, it just picks the easiest thing and avoids anything that feels like effort.
Oh, that checks out. No wonder scrolling feels like a brain massage.
And let's not forget the lovely work culture that totally erases the line between work and life.
Ugh, I hate it. Sometimes, even when I want to do something productive, I just can't switch off work mode.
Especially with remote work, our brains never get a clean clock out moment.
So true. My laptop's in the same room I eat dinner in. It's like my Outlook is judging my food choices.
Ew, gross. But yes, if we don't signal work's over, our brains just stay in hustle mode or just crash.
So who else do we blame?
Let's talk about energy levels.
Isn't energy supposed to energize me?
In theory, yes, but it runs on a cycle. So even if you think 8 p.m. is a good time to write in your journal or whatever, if your body says nope, then it's a nope.
Getting ghosted by my own energy? That's wild.
I know, right? That's why you gotta respect the body's boundaries. Don't fight biology, guys.
I swear, if Darwin was doing a study on humans that are just straight up useless after 6 p.m., I'd be his star subject.
Or you could be the prime example of natural deselection.
So what do we actually do to fix this and stop wasting our evenings then?
First off, we gotta set some clear boundaries between work and life.
How do I even do that?
I got this little 3-step ritual that'll help you switch modes instantly.
Like a magic spell?
More like a habit spell, but it works like a charm.
Well, you got my interest. Lay it on me.
So before you clock out, write down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow and then close all your tabs.
That sounds both satisfying and terrifying because I've got like 80 tabs open right now.
Close them all, dude. Second, on your commute or fake commute if you work from home, listen to a transition playlist.
Like some extremely sad indie songs to cry the stress out.
Whatever helps your brain unwind. Jazz, K-pop, whale sounds, or even ASMR. That's your call.
All right. What's step 3?
When you get home, change your fit. Fully. Get out of that work persona.
But what if I work from home? I used to answer emails in my pajamas back in the day.
That's the thing. You gotta have a separate work-from-home outfit. It's a little harder on your laundry, but way easier on your brain.
Yikes, that is low-key annoying, but I'm catching on. What's the next thing?
Next, you gotta break your energy into blocks in order to renew it.
Blocks? What kind of blocks?
3 of them: recovery, activity, and decompression.
Did you just cook that up yourself?
I wish. Have you ever heard of ultradian cycles?
Nope.
So this psychologist, Nathaniel Kleitman, found that our bodies work in waves. About 90 minutes of focus, then we need a break.
So, focus comes and goes like waves at the beach?
That's right.
And that's why we're breaking our evenings into blocks?
Yep.
Hit me with the details.
First, the recovery block. It's about 30 to 45 minutes after you get home.
What am I supposed to do during that time?
Anything chill? No heavy lifting, mentally or physically?
So like eat, shower, stare at the ceiling,
Or walk, doodle, light a candle. Just recharge. No screens, no emails. You're letting your brain recharge.
Okay, then what's next?
Then comes the activity block, your second wind of energy. It's 60 to 90 minutes.
What's with that name?
Because you just recharged, so you've got energy to burn.
Oh, that's why I randomly get a burst of energy at 8 p.m.
Yep. And since you're surprisingly locked in during this phase, use it wisely. Study, clean, write, or plan something.
Cool. Finally, some time for my personal glow up.
But remember, you gotta rest properly in the first block to earn that focus.
Copy that, Captain.
And finally, the wind down block.
Yeah. Time for TikTok.
Actually, screen time is a hard pass.
What? Why?
Because this is when your brain needs to prep for sleep. Scrolling pumps out dopamine and makes it harder to wind down.
That sounds like torture. What do I do without my phone?
Plenty. Read a real book, journal, stretch, meditate, etc. And dim the lights slowly to tell your brain it's bedtime.
I guess I can finally give those dusty books on my shelf a chance. But it's impossible to ditch phones these days. I'm basically living on my phone, you know?
Like how?
Like cooking recipes for dinner? Or research for my essays?
Yeah, I know where that's going. You'll hop online for those things and then, boom, it's midnight, you're on your 1000th TikTok, and you haven't cooked or written anything yet?
Ugh, you're kinda right.
Of course I am. I used to be there, but digital minimalism saved me from that black hole.
That sounds intense. Like throwing my phone off a bridge?
No need for drama, just some simple tactics.
Spill the beans.
First, choose 3 apps you actually need in the evening, like the non-negotiables, Spotify, maybe your messages, Google Maps if you're going out.
And the rest?
Hide them, out of sight, out of scroll.
Still kinda tempting, though.
That's where the disconnect trick comes in. Set a timer to shut off your Wi-Fi around 9 p.m.
Dang. Brutal. But I'm into it.
The last one is screen separation. Charge your phone in another room and get yourself a real alarm clock.
I get the alarm thing, but why charge my phone somewhere else?
Again, out of sight, out of scroll.
Yikes.
Look, go big or go home. It'll be rough at first, but you'll get used to it.
Honestly, I've accidentally done that a few times. No phone, no screen, nothing. But it still took me forever to fall asleep. I swear I counted 10,000 sheep before I finally knocked out.
Yeah, that's probably because your room just isn't vibing with your sleep routine.
Wait, hold up. My room has to vibe with my sleep now?
Yep.
That sounds like something the bedroom decor industry made up to sell more string lights.
Yes, but no. In fact, there's a study from Princeton that shows your environment can affect your brain.
Really? How so?
If you're surrounded by work devices or anything that's making noise, your brain can't chill or focus.
So what do I do? Move into a church?
Nah, just make a calm zone for the evenings.
How?
What comes to mind when I say calm?
Soft, dim lights, cozy textures like velvet, mellow colors like pastel yellow and orange.
Nice. Anything else?
Maybe the smell of cinnamon, or fresh laundry. Something homey.
Perfect. Use all that to set up a little relaxation corner. Once your brain sees and smells those chill signals, it knows it's time to wind down.
Like a spa?
Yep, but way cheaper.
Got it. But Gwen, even though I know I've got that 60 to 90-minute window to be productive, I still barely get anything done in the evenings.
Why's that?
Honestly, I just don't feel like starting.
Well, in that case, you need the 10-minute rule.
What's that? Some magic trick to get everything done in 10 minutes?
Not quite, but it's the secret to tricking your brain into actually doing stuff.
How does that even work?
You tell yourself you'll do it for 10 minutes, then you can dip.
And that actually works?
Well, because your brain ain't scared of the task, it's scared of starting it.
So, I just lie to myself?
Basically, yeah. But in a productive way. Once you start, you usually keep going. Momentum does its thing.
Makes sense. But now I've got another issue.
What's the tea?
What if the task takes longer than 90 minutes? Should I just skip the wind down part and keep working?
That's where the Zeigarnik effect comes in.
Zeig? Was?
It's when our brain keeps unfinished tasks active.
So like mental tabs that I forgot to close?
That's spot on. It keeps nudging you to go back and finish.
So I leave a cliffhanger for myself?
Yep. Be your own Netflix show.
But what if I forget what I was even doing the next day?
The hack is to stop when you know exactly what the next step is, ideally something easy.
Noted. Anything else you want to drop on me, Ms. Know-It-All?
Maybe we should end with how to actually stick to these new habits.
Yeah, good call. I mean, plans always look great on paper, but when I try them, I last, 2 days?
2 days is still a start. Have you heard of the 2-day rule?
Is that the rule that says I can quit on day 3?
No, it means you're allowed to miss one day, but never 2 in a row. Skip a day? Cool, but you gotta bounce back the next.
Sounds tough. But at least I got a day to slack off.
Remember, habits are built over time. We're aiming for progress, not perfection.
But I'm also feeling overwhelmed. There's too much to do in the evenings.
That's why you've got to prioritize. Pick 1 or 2 things that matter most, not 10.
But everything feels important.
Then you need a better ranking system. And try backward planning too.
Like, if I want to be in bed by 11, I plan what I can actually do before then.
That's correct. It gives your night structure, not chaos.
Hope I can actually stick to this new system. All right, Gwen, are you ready for some new phrases? First, come again. It's a polite way to ask someone to repeat what they said. For example, come again? I didn't catch that.
Second, work like a charm. It means something works perfectly or really well. For example, I tried that trick you told me and it worked like a charm.
Third, be one's call. It means it's someone's decision to make. For example, it's your call whether we go out or stay in.
Fourth, catch on. It means to understand something. For example, it took me a while, but I finally caught on to the joke.
And finally, cook something up. It means to invent or plan something, sometimes in a sneaky way. For example, they're definitely cooking up a surprise party for her.
Now let's dive into 2 questions about what we just talked about. First question is, what's one thing you could do to clearly separate your work time from your personal time?
I think I could try changing my clothes after work. It might help my brain switch gears.
Something so simple can really make a difference. Second question is, what should people do in the activity block?
They should study, clean, write, or plan something. Basically, anything that requires focus.
What about you, listeners?
Let us know in the comment section below.
All right, folks, time to wrap things up. You all feeling inspired to reclaim your evenings?
I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but I'm definitely feeling it. Also kind of guilty for how many nights I've spent scrolling through memes.
Hey, no shame here. Remember, we listen and we don't judge. The point isn't to feel bad, it's to realize evenings have potential.
That's real, though. We always treat them like leftover scraps, like whatever's left after the day's over.
That's the spirit. And hey, we want to hear from you.
That hits different. A third is a whole lot of time.
Facts. So why not make it count? You don't need a total life reset. Just try one small tweak.
Like the 10-minute rule, or creating that recovery block after work.
Or setting up a transition playlist, or hiding all but 3 apps. Pick what works for your life.
I love this buffet-style approach. I'll take a little of this, a little of that.
Yep. And hey, we want to hear from you.
Which strategy are you going to try first? Tell us in the comments.
Thanks for hanging with us today. I'm Gwen.
And I'm Leo. Catch you in the next episode of Pod&Chill. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Pod&Chill, your favorite place to relax and improve your English. I'm Leo, your cheerful guide, and with me is Gwen, the smartest, calmest person I know.
Greetings, everyone. I'm not sure about being the smartest, but I'll take it, Leo. You're definitely the most energetic person I know.
I'll take that as a compliment. So, Gwen, I've been thinking, have you ever felt overwhelmed by how much there is to learn and how little time there is to do it all? I mean, you're so knowledgeable, so you must spend a lot of time learning, right?
I do feel like that sometimes, and it's a feeling that so many people can relate to. It's because we live in a world where everything is moving fast.
Exactly. People want to learn new skills, pick up new languages, or keep up with changes in technology. But it feels like the more we try, the slower it gets.
That's why the question, how can I learn faster, is so important. No matter if you're preparing for exams, building skills for your job, or picking up something new just for fun, learning how to do it effectively can have a huge impact.
And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to explore some simple science-backed ways to make learning faster and easier.
So if you've ever wished for a way to speed things up and feel more confident in your learning, stay tuned. In today's episode, we've prepared a free PDF with tips and resources to help you on your journey. Now, let's get into it. So, Leo, have you ever wondered how our brain actually learns?
Definitely. I've always thought it would be amazing if there was a simple way to get smarter faster.
Well, the brain actually learns better when we repeat things and connect new information to what we already know. It's like building bridges between ideas. The more you repeat something, the stronger the connection becomes.
Like when you keep practicing a song on the guitar until you can play it without thinking.
Great example. It's active learning. When we engage with the material, practice, and try to understand it deeply, it helps our brain keep the information for a longer time. Research shows that active learning techniques can strongly improve how well students learn. A study from Harvard University found that students who used active learning methods scored higher on tests than those who learned through traditional lectures. This means that when students participate actively in their learning, they tend to remember more and understand better.
That's actually positive. Instead of just reading something once and hoping it sticks to our mind, we need to keep going over it, right?
Yes, that's where spaced repetition comes in. Instead of cramming, you can review what you learned at regular intervals, like after a day, then a few days later.
That sounds much better than staying up all night before a test.
Yep, you can use tools like flashcards or apps like Quizlet or Anki to make spaced repetition easier. They help you practice in a smarter way.
So, the key is don't rush it. Being hasty doesn't make you smarter. Review, repeat, and let your brain do its magic.
That is such a nice quote, Leo.
Thank you. Next, let's talk about something we all struggle with, which is staying focused when we study.
That one is so worth discussing, Leo. A lot of people try to study for hours without stopping, but that can actually make them less productive.
I agree. One great tip for learning faster is to study in short, focused sessions.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Pomodoro technique?
Is it the method where one studies for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break?
Exactly. It's a simple method that can really boost our focus and reduces fatigue. Studies have found that short study sessions are more effective than long, uninterrupted ones. When you take breaks, your brain gets a chance to rest and recharge.
It's like eating a big meal all at once. You might feel sick. But if you eat smaller meals throughout the day, you feel much better.
Overall, Pomodoro technique makes studying feel less overwhelming and more manageable.
So, if you want to learn faster, give the Pomodoro technique a try. Let's take a look at 5 helpful phrases from today's discussion.
Engage with, to actively connect with or involve yourself in something. Example, to learn better, try to engage with the text by asking questions as you read.
Participate in, to take part in an activity or event. Example, if you participate in group discussions, you'll improve your speaking skills faster.
Stick to the mind, easy to remember. Example, That funny story always sticks to my mind, so I'll never forget it.
Go over something. To review or check something carefully. Example. Before the exam, go over your notes one more time to feel prepared.
Cramming. Trying to learn a lot in a short time, usually before an exam. Example. I didn't study all week, so now I'm cramming the night before the test. Now let's move on to some questions to help you understand today's topic. Question 1. How does the brain learn better? The brain learns better when we repeat things and connect new information to what we already know.
Question 2. What is spaced repetition and why is it important? Spaced repetition is reviewing information at regular intervals, like after a day or a few days later, instead of cramming all at once. It helps you remember information better. Let's carry on with our discussion. Gwen, I've got a question for you. Do you think there's the most perfect way to learn something?
Nice question, Leo. The answer is no. There's no one-size-fits-all method. But mixing up your learning methods can make a big difference.
Mixing it up? Like how?
Well, instead of just reading a book, try adding other ways to learn. Watch a video, listen to a podcast, or even practice what you've learned in real life.
Like how my friend reads a book to improve his English, but also listens to podcasts, hear how people speak naturally.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Our brain loves variety. When you use different senses like seeing, hearing, or doing, it processes and remembers information faster,
That's so cool. So, reading and watching videos together is better than just one of them?
right? It's like giving your brain a workout from all angles.
Got it. Now, what about sleep? Everyone says it's important, but does it really help you learn?
Absolutely. Sleep is like a save button for your brain. Neuroscience research reveals that when you sleep, your brain sorts out and stores the things you learned during the day. It's like your brain is organizing its files so you can remember them better later on.
Wow. So if I don't sleep enough, I might forget what I learned?
Exactly. And here's a tip. Studying before bed can help you remember even better.
That's good to know. I'll stop scrolling on my phone late at night and try that instead.
Smart move, Leo. Now, let's talk about curiosity. Do you frequently ask questions while you're learning?
All the time. I can't help it. I'm a curious person.
That's great. Being curious and asking questions makes learning more fun and effective.
Why does that work, though?
Simple. When you're curious, your brain gets excited. Looking for answers keeps your mind active and you remember things better.
So, if I stay curious, I'll enjoy learning more?
You got it right. When you're curious, learning becomes a joy. Learning is just about gaining knowledge and finding answers. It's a refreshing journey of exploring and discovering new things.
I love that. It makes learning feel like an adventure.
It really is. Finally, let's remind our listeners. Try different learning methods, get enough sleep, and stay curious. These simple tips can make a huge difference.
And they're easy to start too. Maybe try one today, like watching a video about something you're learning or going to bed earlier.
Perfect advice, Leo. Learning faster doesn't mean rushing. It's about using your time and energy wisely. Let's all give it a try.
If you have tips or questions about learning faster, let us know in the comments below. Now, let's move on to discuss some useful phrases in today's episode. Carry on. To continue doing something. Example, Lisa carries on working after eating dinner.
Mix up. To combine or change the usual order of things. Example, don't just read textbooks. Mix up your learning by watching videos and listening to podcasts.
Sort out. To organize or solve a problem. Example, after studying all day, my brain needs sleep to sort out everything I learned.
Stay curious. To keep wanting to learn or know more about something. Example, if you stay curious about a topic, you'll enjoy learning it even more.
Give it a try. To try or test something new. Example, I've never used flashcards before, but I'll give it a try to see if they help me remember better. Gwen, Let's jump into some questions for our listeners. Question 1. How do you stay curious when learning something new?
That's an important skill to develop. I try to ask myself why or how as much as possible, as it keeps me interested and wanting to dig deeper.
Exactly. And I also try to imagine how I can apply what I'm learning in the real world.
Question 2. How do you deal with distractions when studying or working?
Hmm, that can be tough. I usually set a timer for 1 hour to stay focused, and I put my phone away during that time.
Good strategy. I also find that listening to calming music or working in a quiet place helps me concentrate better.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on these questions, so feel free to share them with us in the comments. All right, that's the end for today's episode of Podcast and Chill.
We hope you find these science backed tips useful. Keep it in mind that learning doesn't have to be perfect. It's about trying, exploring, and improving little by little.
If you're ready to start using these tips, or if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to grab the free PDF with all the key tips and ideas from today's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We believe in you, and we'll see you in the next episode of Podcast and Chill. Hey everyone, welcome back to Podcast and Chill. I'm Gwen.
And I'm Leo. We're excited to have you with us today.
Today we're discussing something super important. It is the benefits of reading.
That's right. Reading isn't just a fun pastime. It can really change our lives.
Exactly. From expanding our knowledge to improving our vocabulary, the perks are endless.
And let's not forget how it sparks our creativity and helps us relax.
So grab a book and join us as we explore these amazing benefits.
So, let's talk about why reading is so good for us. What's the first benefit on our list?
Let's start with expanding knowledge.
Reading is not just a hobby, it's a powerful way to expand our knowledge.
Absolutely. When we dive into a book, we're not just flipping pages.
It's like traveling the world without leaving your couch. We're learning about new topics, cultures, and even history.
Now that you mention history, people often think history books are boring. They are so dead wrong.
History books are not just about facts. They don't just tell you what happened, but why it happened.
And how those events shape the world we live in today. It's like connecting the dots between the past and the present.
It's fascinating how much depth there is in just one book.
And don't forget about culture. Reading books from different countries or by diverse authors is such an eye-opener.
I know, right? You get to see the world through someone else's eyes, and that's priceless.
Definitely. And it's not just that. Books can also teach us practical skills.
What skills are you talking about, Gwen?
Literally everything, Leo. For example, I read this book on personal finance, and it helped me budget better.
Same here. I once read a DIY book on fixing things around the house. Let's just say, I'm now my own handyman.
So whether it's learning about history, diving into different cultures, or picking up new skills, books really are little treasure chests of knowledge.
And the best part? They're always there when you're ready to learn something new.
Couldn't agree more. It's like they say, the more you read, the more you know. And honestly, who wouldn't want that? And speaking of skills, reading regularly can really improve our vocabulary and communication.
I think that makes sense.
Well, a study conducted by Rutgers University found that young children and even infants who are read to by their parents end up with stronger vocabulary skills.
Wow, so that's an official thing, huh?
Isn't it amazing how our vocabulary bank can get richer fast just by reading a book?
It's like your brain is a sponge, soaking up all those words.
That's so true.
And think about it. When we have a better vocabulary, we can express ourselves more clearly and effectively.
It's like having the right tools to build your thoughts into sentences.
Right. It's not just about sounding fancy either. It's about being clear and confident when you talk or write.
This is especially true when we read in another language.
That's right. Reading in another language is great for learning new words.
Plus, reading can even improve your grammar without you realizing it.
That's true. The more you read, the more you notice how sentences are structured, and that helps with writing.
The best thing is, books don't have to be complicated to help.
Agreed. Even simple stories can introduce you to useful phrases. It's all about consistency,
Exactly. Reading is like a workout for your brain.
and the payoff is that you become a better communicator.
I couldn't agree more. So, what else about reading is so beneficial to us?
Well, let's not forget the fact that reading boosts your imagination and creativity.
Oh, I love this part. Books create entire worlds in your mind.
I know, right? It's like watching a movie, but you're both the director and the actors.
Especially with fantasy books. I mean, who doesn't love imagining dragons, castles, or wizards casting spells?
It's like taking a vacation to a world that only exists in your head.
That's right.
And it's not just fantasy, even realistic stories can spark creativity,
You start thinking about the characters. Why do they act the way they do? And imagine what you'd do if you were them.
right? It's like exercising your brain in a fun way.
For example, I read a sci fi book about time travel, and it got me thinking, what if I could redo my day? What would I change?
Oh, that's cool. I had a similar experience with a mystery novel.
Tell me more.
It made me pay more attention to small details around me, just like the detective did in the story.
That sounds so cool.
See? Books don't just entertain us, they challenge us to think outside the box.
Yeah, and that kind of thinking can be really useful in real life.
It helps you come up with new ideas or solutions to problems.
Yep, reading is like fuel for your imagination, and it's the kind of fuel that never runs out.
All right, Gwen, let's go over some more vocabulary for today. First, dive into something. It means to start doing something with a lot of focus and energy. For example, I can't wait to dive into this new book I bought.
Second, be dead wrong. It means to be completely wrong about something. For example, I thought the meeting was tomorrow, but I was dead wrong.
Third, connect the dots. It means to understand how different pieces of information are related. For example, once I connected the dots, I realized why he was acting so strange.
Fourth, pick up something. It means to learn or acquire a new skill or piece of knowledge. For example, I picked up some Spanish while traveling in Mexico.
Finally, think outside the box. It means to think in a creative or unconventional way. For example, we need to think outside the box to solve this problem.
Now let's discuss two questions about our topic. First question is, what is one type of book that you enjoy reading and why?
For me, I love reading fantasy books because they let me escape into magical worlds.
That's awesome. For me, it's history books. I enjoy learning how past events shape today's world. Second question is, how does reading in another language help us learn faster?
I think it's because we see how new words are used in sentences.
Exactly. Reading teaches us grammar naturally, and we pick up useful phrases.
What about you, listeners?
Share your favorite books or tips for reading in another language in the comments below.
And do you know reading is actually amazing for reducing stress?
Of course. To me, whenever I get lost in a good book, it's like my problems fade away, even if it's just for a little while.
It's like pressing pause in real life, isn't it?
That's why I love reading before bed. It calms me down and helps me sleep better.
Totally.
So, I was reading a book on mindfulness the other day, and it had so many helpful tips for staying calm.
That's awesome.
Just reading it made me feel more in control of my stress.
I think the key is that reading makes you focus on something other than your worries.
Yeah, it feels like my brain gets a break from all the overthinking.
That's so true. A 2009 study at the University of Sussex found that reading can lower your heart rate and reduce muscle tension.
So it's like a workout for your mind, but a super chill one?
You're correct,
Well, I think everyone could use more of this brain workout.
for sure. So, next time someone feels overwhelmed, I say, grab a book, find a quiet corner, and let yourself unwind.
Don't forget focus and concentration. Reading helps with those too.
True. Reading helps you practice being present.
By reading, you're focusing on one thing at a time, which is something we all need more of these days.
You're right. Now that with all those notifications, emails, and social media, our attention spans are getting shorter.
And it's not just about the act of reading, but also what you read.
Like what?
A mystery novel, for example, keeps you engaged because you're trying to figure out what happens next.
How about nonfiction?
If you're reading a book about, say, psychology, you need to really think about the concepts to understand them.
Well, so reading isn't just entertaining, it's also making us mentally sharper.
What do you think when I say reading also builds empathy?
I doubt that.
Well, let me tell you, research from the University of Toronto says reading fiction can enhance empathy and social skills.
So basically, every novel is like an emotional workout for your brain?
Totally, especially with novels. You get to feel what the characters are feeling.
Oh, so that's why when I read a book about someone overcoming challenges, I start to understand their struggles on a deeper level.
True, I had some similar experiences too. It helps me partially understand how it would feel to be in their shoes.
I guess even memoirs or books about other cultures open your eyes to different perspectives,
That kind of understanding is so important.
right? It helps you connect with people and build stronger relationships.
And it's not just about understanding others' feelings, but also their opinions.
I couldn't agree more. Books can show you why someone thinks the way they do, even if you don't agree with them.
And that makes conversations more meaningful, doesn't it?
Of course, instead of arguing, we're trying to understand.
It's like reading teaches us to listen, even if the storyteller is just a page in a book.
That's such a great way to put it. So, books aren't just stories, they're bridges to understanding each other.
Let's say every book is a chance to grow a little kinder. And finally, reading really keeps you learning, no matter how old you are.
Right? There's always something new to discover.
And it's not just about collecting facts, it's about growing as a person.
That's the magic of reading. Every book you pick up can shape who you are.
Even fiction, in its own way, can teach you valuable lessons.
Totally agree. And the best part? There's no finish line.
Sure, it's a lifelong adventure where you get to keep growing and learning every step of the way.
And all it takes is opening a book. That's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It really is.
All right, Gwen, let's go over today's vocabulary. First, get lost in something. It means to become so involved or focused in something that you forget about everything else. For example, I love reading. I can get lost in a book for hours.
Second, calm someone down. It means to make someone feel less upset or angry. For example, she helped calm me down when I was nervous before the presentation.
Third, get a break from something. It means to take a rest or stop doing something for a while. For example, I need to get a break from work. It's been a long week.
Fourth, figure out. It means to understand something or solve a problem. For example, I finally figured out how to use this new software.
Finally, be in one's shoes. It means to understand or imagine what someone else is experiencing. For example, if I were in your shoes, I'd be really nervous about the exam. So, Gwen, here's a question for you.
Sure, what is it?
Why do you think reading before bed helps with stress?
Because it calms me down and helps me sleep better by taking my mind off the day's worries.
That's a great point, Gwen. Now it's your turn to ask me a question.
Let me see. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, what would you do to reduce stress?
I'd grab a book, find a quiet corner, and let myself unwind for a while.
That's a wrap for today.
We hope you enjoyed exploring the amazing benefits of reading.
Whether it's expanding your knowledge, boosting creativity, or just relaxing, books truly have so much to offer.
And remember, every time you open a book, you're not just reading.
You're growing, learning, and becoming a better version of yourself.
So grab a book, dive in, and let it take you on an adventure.
Thanks for tuning in to Podcast and Chill. I'm Gwen.
And I'm Leo. See you next time, and happy reading. Hello, listeners. I'm happy to see you again. Welcome to the 8-Minute English podcast series on the Learn English podcast channel. I'm your host, Nathan. It's great to have you here with us again. What do you think self-study is? And is it studying a subject or a language by yourself? Yes, it is. But it's more than that. Self-study is something you need to do regularly. You have to practice every day. It's also something you need to learn how to do. Today, we have a conversation between Jasmine, a new member of the school club, and Sharon, the club's former leader. They will talk about how to focus on self-study and keep it going. We've prepared a special free PDF for this episode, full of tips and words to help you learn better. Don't forget to check it out. Let's get started right now.
Hi, Sharon. I'm so happy you're here. I've heard a lot about you from other club members. They all say you have a lot to share.
That's really nice of them to say. I'm glad to be back with everyone. How's the club been for you so far?
I'm really happy we met at this meeting. Things at the club are going well, but I feel stuck when studying, especially alone. It feels boring when I study by myself. I want to improve, but it's hard to get started. Do you have any tips?
I understand, Jasmine. Studying alone can feel hard at first, but if you see it as a way to grow and learn, it can actually be fun. It's not just about English or school. It can help in many areas of life.
Really? I thought it was just extra homework. Why is studying alone so important?
Good question. Self-study isn't just extra work. It's a way to take control of your learning. This is important because things are always changing. When you study on your own, you're building habits to be independent. You're not only learning facts, you're learning how to learn.
So it's really about building confidence and skills for daily life, not just school?
Exactly. Think about it. If you always depended on teachers for everything, self-study helps you get ready for anything new you need to learn. It's not just for English, it's for learning anything.
That sounds really helpful. But when I try to set study goals, I often feel bored. My goals feel too big, and then I get confused.
That happens a lot. One tip is to break big goals into smaller steps. For example, if you want to improve in English, try a small goal like learn 5 new words each day. These smaller steps keep you motivated because you see progress more often, instead of trying to become fluent.
So instead of saying, I want to master English, I could say, I want to learn how to describe my daily routine in English.
You got it. That sounds simple and easy to stick with. When you set small, reachable goals, it's easier to make progress without feeling stressed.
I understand. But there's one more thing. It's hard to focus when I get distracted. My phone, notifications. They all distract me. I feel like I'll turn into a caveman if I don't check them. I'm worried I'll miss club meetings. I don't want to upset people by not checking messages.
Oh, Jasmine, you remind me of when I first joined the club.
Can you tell me more?
Sure. When I first joined, I listened carefully to what everyone said. I even missed an English class to go to a club event. When doing homework, I would pick up my phone every time I got a message. Things changed when I saw my focus was getting worse. A study from California showed this too. Checking your phone can make it harder to focus on work or school.
It's true what people say. You really know a lot. So, what happened after that?
That's what I want to share with you next. To get my focus back, I made a special study area. I tried to keep this space just for studying, like keeping my desk clear, setting my phone to do not disturb, and only having study things around me.
Wow, that sounds really smart. That helps with outside distractions. What about inside distractions, like motivation? I lose motivation quickly.
Self-study isn't just about motivation. To do well, you need a plan too. They work together. When motivation goes away, a plan helps you keep going. You need to decide what to study and for how long.
That sounds easy enough to try.
Yes, and if you want to stay motivated, there's a way. Find someone who also likes learning on their own. They don't need to study the same thing as you. just have the same goal of learning alone.
That's great. I'll try to find someone, but I'm still not sure what would be good to study.
There are many free resources online. Websites like Coursera, Khan Academy, and YouTube have lessons. You can also find simple apps to help you learn languages or other things. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Study groups or online communities can help too.
You're right. Just talking with you has been a big help. I've learned things I didn't think about before.
You're welcome.
Let's learn some useful words with me now. First, we have realize. It means to understand something clearly. Sharon started to realize that studying in a quiet place helps her focus. Now let's look at confidence. This word means feeling sure that you can do something well. We can feel more confident when we practice self-study every day. Next, we have notification. It's a message sent to your phone or computer. Jasmine finds her phone notifications distracting when she studies. Have you heard this word? Concentrate. This verb means to focus. Jasmine finds it hard to concentrate when she gets distracted. Lastly, we have motivated. It means having a strong reason to do something. Smaller goals help Jasmine stay motivated in her studies. You can write down these words to learn them easily. Let's understand the topic better by answering some questions. First question: what is the main message of this podcast episode? From what I've learned, self-study is important for our growth and confidence. It gives tips on setting goals, creating a study space, and finding resources. We need to practice and keep a self-study routine. Next question: what will you do to avoid distractions while studying? For me, I will turn off my phone notifications and find a quiet study space. What about you? Please share what you learned from the podcast in the comments below. Before ending today's podcast, I'll share some useful information about the topic. There's a famous study that shows our brains work better with focused study times. It's called the Pomodoro technique. This method was created by Francesco Cirillo in the 1980s, and it really works. Here's how it works. You study for 25 minutes and then take a short 5-minute break. After you do this 4 times, you can take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. Try this method when you study alone, then come back here and tell us how it went. I'd love to hear from you. We've come to the end of today's podcast. I hope you can use the advice from this episode in your life. It will make things better for you. Trust me, self-study is not hard. The hard part is keeping it going until we see good results. Stay healthy and keep up your self-study routine. Goodbye, and see you in the next episode. It's another great day with the Learn English podcast channel. My name is Leo, not the zodiac sign, and next to me is Gwen, our calm co-host.
Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoy listening to our talk. Our podcast and chill episode today is about something really important in learning English. Can you guess what it is, Leo?
I don't know. Maybe listening?
Not quite, but it's also needed for listening.
Let me think.
Here's a hint. To listen well in English, you need to know a lot of words.
Oh, I know. Is it vocabulary?
Exactly. We know some of our listeners find it hard to build vocabulary. In today's episode, we'll share simple but helpful tips to learn new words.
And guess what? We have a free PDF for this episode full of vocabulary and learning tips. Are you ready? Let's begin. If you've been learning English for a while, you might wonder, why is learning new words so hard?
That's actually common among English beginners. The first reason is a lot of people just memorize words. They think, I'll learn a bunch of words quickly. But the problem is, if you don't use them, you'll forget them.
Also, some people feel shy or afraid to make mistakes when using new words. They worry they'll say the wrong thing, so they don't try.
Some even feel like they're just stuck using the same words again and again.
It often happens because they focus mostly on grammar. Vocabulary practice gets left behind.
And not knowing enough words can be a big problem in real life. Imagine, for example, you're traveling abroad. You want to order food, but you don't know the words on the menu. It feels frustrating, maybe even embarrassing.
Yes, or let's say you're in a meeting at work. Everyone's speaking fast, using business words you don't understand. That can make you feel nervous or unsure about speaking up. It's totally normal to feel unsure when you don't know the right words.
Absolutely. In our next part, we'll share some simple tips to grow your vocabulary.
First up, start with what you already know. Learning new words can be difficult, but it's easier if you start with words you already know.
That's right. Begin with familiar words and try to add from there. Let's say you already know the word happy. From there, you can learn similar words like joyful and cheerful. This way, you're connecting new words with something you already understand.
It's like building blocks. The more you add, the stronger your vocabulary gets. Plus, it helps you use the words in the right situations.
So, always start with what you know and slowly expand.
Next tip, read more often. Reading is one of the best ways to grow your vocabulary.
Yes, and you don't need to read hard books. Choose things that are right for your level so you don't feel lost. It can be anything from short stories to news or blog posts.
Set aside just 10 minutes a day for reading. This small habit can make a big difference. You'll see new words in context and understand how they're used.
And don't forget, if you find new words, write them down. You can look them up later and try to use them in your own sentences. Now, here's another important tip. Learn words in context. Memorizing a list of words is hard, but when you learn them in context, it's easier to remember and use them correctly.
What do we mean by context?
Well, it's about learning words as they come up in situations or stories. For example, let's say you're reading a story about cooking. You might learn words like stir, chop, and boil, because they're all part of cooking.
Instead of just memorizing the word boil alone, you see it in a sentence. Like, she boiled water to make pasta. Now you understand what it means and how to use it.
So learning in context helps because you get a full picture of the word, not just its meaning. You see how it fits into real situations.
And don't just read. Watch conversation videos or listen to podcasts. These help you hear how words are used in real conversations. For example, you can check out Learn English with Jessica or English Speaking course on YouTube. They offer great content that uses everyday language.
Also, follow along with transcripts. It's easier to learn a word if you hear it and see it written at the same time. For example, let's say you're listening to a podcast or watching a video with English subtitles. You hear the speaker say, "The weather is beautiful today." Now, you see each word written on the screen, and you hear how it's said. You can repeat what they say, like, "The weather is beautiful today," and try using it in your own sentence. For example, "The weather is beautiful in my city."
That's the idea. Hearing it, seeing it, and then using it yourself helps keep the word in your memory. So, try it out. Find some audio with a transcript or subtitles, follow along, and start practicing. It can help you improve a lot. Let's go through some vocabulary relevant to today's topic. Expand. Meaning, to make something bigger or to grow. Example, reading books can expand your vocabulary. News article. Meaning, a piece of writing in a newspaper, magazine, or website about daily events. Example, I am reading a news article about animals in Africa. Situation. Meaning, the way things are at a certain time or place, what is happening. Example, in a crowded situation, you should speak clearly. Look something up. Meaning, to search for information about something. Example, if you don't know a word, look it up in the dictionary. Mimic. Meaning, to copy how someone else speaks or acts. Example, she mimics her teacher to practice English pronunciation. Why is it important to learn vocabulary in context?
Learning vocabulary in context is like learning a word's personality. It helps you understand how the word fits in different situations. This makes it easier to remember and use the word correctly, just like you remember a friend's habit.
How can speaking English help you practice and learn new words?
Speaking English helps you remember new words better because you use them in real life. You can also hear feedback from others, helping you fix mistakes and learn better.
Using flashcards and apps is also a good way to learn new words. Flashcards are a simple but powerful tool. Write the new word on one side and the meaning on the other. Then, test yourself.
Let's say you're learning the word excited. On one side of the flashcard, you write excited, and on the other side, you write feeling happy and full of energy. Then, whenever you have a few minutes, maybe while waiting for the bus or during a break, you can pull out your flashcards. Check the other side to see if you got it right.
And if you like technology, there are great vocabulary apps like Anki and Quizlet. These apps make learning more fun with games and quizzes so you don't get bored.
Yeah, apps make it easy to learn anytime. Plus, you can use them anywhere, on the bus, during lunch, or before bed.
Yeah, I love how easy they are to use. Next up, let's talk about practicing speaking and writing. Learning words isn't just about memorizing them. You need to use them in real life. Try using new words in your daily conversations. Don't worry about making mistakes, it's part of the learning process.
For example, you just learned the word delicious. You could practice by using it in your daily conversations. If you're eating a meal, you might say, "This pizza is delicious." Or if you're at home and there's no one around, you can still practice.
Just talk to yourself. You could say, "My coffee tastes delicious today," even if you're the only one listening. It still counts as practice.
And here's another tip: keep a journal. Write down new words and make sentences with them. This way, you're not just memorizing, you're using them in writing.
That's a great idea. Speaking and writing make the words stick better. Now for our last tip, review and repeat. Learning vocabulary isn't something you do only once. You need to review new words often. The more you see the words, the easier they are to remember.
And it's easy to forget them if you don't review often. Set aside a few minutes each day to go over the words you've learned. You could even make it part of your daily routine, like while you're having breakfast or before you sleep.
Another idea is to set reminders on your phone. Little alerts can help you remember to review during the day.
Yes, review is the secret to long-term memory. Let's go through some vocabulary relevant to today's topic. Actively, meaning doing something with a lot of energy and effort. Example, she listens actively in class to understand everything better. Memorize, meaning to learn something so you can remember it without looking at it. Example, he tries to memorize the lyrics of his favorite song. Mistakes, meaning things done in the wrong way or something incorrect. Example, my friend made a few mistakes on her test. Journal, meaning a notebook where people write down their thoughts, ideas, or daily events. Example, Jake writes in his journal every evening about his day. Review, meaning to look at something again to remember or check it. Example, she reviewed her notes before the test. Why is it important to use new words in sentences when learning them? It helps you understand what they mean and how to use them right. When you practice using new words in your own writing, you're more likely to remember them later. How does keeping a journal help with remembering new words? A journal is a place to write down new words, their meanings, and examples. This helps you learn the words better because you're writing them down and reviewing them. Vocabulary building is a journey, but with these tips, it doesn't have to be hard.
Yep, just a little bit of effort each day will make a big difference over time.
We hope these tips help you improve your vocabulary. Don't forget to check out our free PDF with vocabulary and tips in the description or comments.
Thanks for joining us today.
We hope you find these tips helpful and fun.
Goodbye, and see you in our next episodes.
Welcome back, everyone. You're tuning into another episode of Pod&Chill.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Gwen.
And as usual, we're here to give you some of the best tips and tricks for your English learning journey.
Many of our audience have written to us thanking us for inspiring them to learn English.
Wow, isn't that great? I am glad that our podcast is so helpful.
However, they also said,
What did they say?
I don't have anyone to speak English with.
Oh, I get it. When I first started to learn a new language, I also found it hard to improve my speaking skill because I had no speaking partner.
You're right. This is definitely a common problem that many language learners have.
It can be so frustrating because you know you should practice speaking, but you have no one to talk to.
Absolutely, Leo. That is why we are here today to help you, our audience, out.
Gwen is right, folks. Today, we will look into some ways to help you practice speaking if you don't have anyone to speak English with.
Let's get started. And remember, it's all about taking small steps towards big improvements.
So, Gwen, what do you think about this situation?
Well, you might be surprised, but it's pretty common.
I see. What do you think causes this issue?
In my opinion, there are several factors.
Can you name some of them?
Sure. For one, their speaking partner might have a strange accent.
Oh, you're right. That's definitely possible.
Or, sometimes, it's because the speaker is afraid of making mistakes. In fact, many English learners say that even though they know the vocabulary and grammar, they still can't communicate well.
I know a lot of people like that. They are so afraid that they do not dare to say even a word.
Plus, some people are brave enough to speak, but they make mistakes when speaking English.
But didn't you say they know the grammar and vocabulary well?
Yes, they do, but they might be so nervous that they mess it up.
All right, so how can we fix this issue?
Well, there's no better way than practicing speaking.
I know, right? But as our audience said, they don't have anyone to speak English with. What would you do if you were in their shoes?
Well, actually, I was in their shoes.
So, what did you do to tackle this issue?
The first tip I can share is joining some online language exchange platforms.
Interesting. Can you give some examples?
Definitely. There are some well-known ones like Tandem, HelloTalk, and Speaky.
What can you do there?
You can learn languages by talking to other members. You can chat with native speakers from all over the world. Yes, your speaking partner will give you feedback on your speaking skills.
That sounds great.
How about you, Leo? How do you find someone to speak English with?
Well, I would join online English speaking clubs.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Can you tell me more?
Certainly. There are plenty of English-speaking groups on social media platforms, like Facebook, Meetup, or Discord. These groups often hold online or offline events where participants can join and practice their speaking skills.
How often are these events?
Well, it depends. Some clubs hold weekly events, while others host monthly or even yearly events.
That sounds interesting. But what about people who are socially awkward?
What do you mean?
Well, some people are so shy they can't talk to strangers. How could they join those kinds of activities?
Yeah, you're right, Gwen. But no worries, we have AI chat bot.
Oh, this sounds new to me. Tell me more.
There are cool chatbots, like Replica, Elsa Speak, ChatGPT.
How exactly can those chatbots help us practice speaking English?
Think of them as virtual friends. You talk with them, and they adapt their lessons based on your interactions. So, I get personalized speaking lessons? Yes. And the best part,
You can practice anytime, anywhere. Cool. Now shy people can practice without the pressure of real-life interactions. No more shyness.
communicate, verb, definition, to share or exchange information. Example, they communicate through email. Platform, noun. Definition, a type of software or service used for sharing content and social interactions. Example, she uses Instagram as her main social media platform. Native, adjective. Definition, belonging to a place by birth. Example, she is a native speaker of Spanish. Stranger, noun. Definition, someone you do not know. Example, a stranger helped her with directions. Pressure, noun. Definition, the force exerted on a surface or the stress of a situation. Example, he feels a lot of pressure at work. Question, why can't some English learners communicate effectively? Answer, maybe their speaking partner has a difficult accent, or they are too scared to make mistakes. Even if they are brave enough to speak, they might get nervous and make grammar or vocabulary mistakes. Question, what can shy English learners do to practice speaking? Answer, they can try talking to AI chatbots like Replica, Elsa Speak, or ChatGPT.
So, do you think having a partner is a must if you want to improve your speaking skills?
Not really. In fact, there are other ways to improve our speaking skills. Without the headache of finding a speaking partner.
Care to share, Leo?
Do you know the shadowing technique?
That sounds familiar. Tell me about it.
Well, shadowing is like copying a native speaker. You listen to something in English, like a podcast or a movie, and then you repeat exactly what they say as fast as you can.
But what if I don't know or understand what they are saying?
You don't need to know or understand what they are saying. You just use your ears to hear and repeat the speaker's words.
Oh, so it's like singing along to a song in a foreign language? I can sing Korean songs without even understanding anything.
Exactly. Think of it as training your mouth to make English sounds. It's a great way to sound more natural when you speak.
Shadowing is actually an amazing method.
How about you, Gwen? What do you do when you don't have a speaking partner?
Well, I record myself and then listen to it.
Oh, and how does that help you improve your speaking skills?
It might feel weird listening to your own voice at first, but it's super helpful. I can record myself talking about anything, my day, my hobbies, or even just reading something aloud.
And what do you do next?
Then I listen back to it. You'd be surprised what you notice. Maybe your pronunciation is better than you thought, or maybe you find some words you stumble on.
So it's more like a self-study method, right?
You're right. I also suggest English learners engage with English media to get more exposure.
What do you mean by engaging with English media?
Well, it means you can watch a movie, listen to a podcast, or listen to music in English. Then, you talk about what you watched or listened to. This helps not only with listening, but also with speaking.
I agree. It seems like a great way to expand our vocabulary, too.
Absolutely. Especially since the words in English movies, podcasts, or songs are usually commonly used. In other words, that vocabulary is really helpful when communicating with native speakers.
I couldn't agree more. Exposing ourselves to English content is an amazing way to learn English.
So, do you often engage with English media?
Well, I do engage with English content, but in a slightly different way.
What do you do?
I use social media for language practice. There are many English learning communities on platforms like Facebook or Reddit.
Oh, what do you do in those groups?
I join discussions on English learning or practice with group members. Their insights are very helpful.
I bet. Studying together is better than studying by ourselves, right?
Yes, especially when your learning partners are supportive and non-judgmental.
Oh, how I love a supportive community.
So do I, Gwen.
Technique, noun, definition, a way of doing something using special skills. Example, she uses a special technique to make her paintings. Foreign, adjective. Definition, from a different country. Example, he enjoys learning foreign languages. Content, noun. Definition, the information or topics covered in a book, website, etc. Example, the website's content is very informative. Community, noun. Definition, a group of people living in the same area or having a particular characteristic in common. Example, she is an active member of her local community. Discussion, noun. Definition, a conversation about a specific topic. Example, they had a discussion about the new policy. Question, why is it helpful to record yourself speaking? Answer, recording yourself helps you notice things about your speaking, like your pronunciation or words you find difficult. Question, how can you engage with English media? Answer, you can engage with English media by watching movies, listening to podcasts or music in English, and then talking about what you watched or listened to.
Well, folks, that wraps up today's episode on how to practice speaking English with or without a partner. I hope you all feel a bit more inspired to go out and speak.
Definitely, Leo. Remember, everyone, speaking English fluently starts with believing in yourself and taking every chance to practice.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more helpful tips and some good laughs with us every week.
And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to explore, send us a message. We love hearing from our listeners.
Until next time, keep practicing and stay confident. This is Leo and Gwen signing off from Pod&Chill. Welcome to another episode of Pod&Chill on the Learn English podcast channel. I'm Leo, your host, and joining me is my wonderful co-host, Gwen.
Hello, everyone. It's great to have you back. How's everyone's English journey going this week?
Mine's all right, but sometimes I just can't seem to think in English.
Don't worry, you're not alone. That feeling is super common, even for people who've been learning English for a long time.
Right? It's like your brain gets stuck in another language and English words just won't come out.
Exactly. But guess what? Today's episode is all about overcoming that problem. We'll talk about why it happens and share some great tips to help you start thinking in English more naturally.
Let's get started. So, let's talk about this problem. Why is thinking in English so hard?
Well, first, it's a habit. Our brains are used to thinking in the language we grew up with. It's just natural. Plus, when you're learning a new language, your vocabulary might not be big enough to express all your thoughts.
Absolutely. And finally, sometimes a lack of confidence can hold us back. We worry about making mistakes, so we might not want to think in English at all. But remember, everyone makes mistakes while learning.
So, what can we do? Don't worry, there are ways to train your brain. Let's start small. Try describing your day in English. Start simple. Try listing your daily tasks in English, like wake up, eat breakfast, or go to work.
What are you doing right now?
I'm sitting at a desk, talking into a microphone.
You can also describe things around you. Look at your desk and say, there's a pen, a notebook, and a lamp.
Even talking to yourself in English helps. Narrate your actions by saying, I'm putting on my shoes or I'm opening the door. The more you practice, the more natural it will feel.
The other key is building your vocabulary. The more words you know, the easier it will be to think in English. There are lots of ways to learn new words, flashcards, apps, or even writing them down and using them in sentences.
This means you look at the cards again and again, but not too often. You look at them a little bit apart. This helps you remember the words better. You can find lots of information about this on the internet. It's really helpful.
It's important to start slowly and build up your word list. Try to use new words every day. If you do this, you will start to think in English more and more. It will feel natural. Let's look at some words related to today's topic. Overcome, meaning winning against a challenge. Example, she overcame her shyness and started talking to new people in her class. Express, meaning show or tell someone how you feel or what you think. Example, he expressed his happiness at learning a new word. Confidence, meaning feeling sure of yourself and your abilities. Example, speaking English in public gave her more confidence. Narrate, meaning telling a story or describing things around you. Example, the grandpa narrated exciting stories about his adventures. Benefit, meaning an advantage or a good result. Example, learning English has many benefits, like making new friends and traveling the world. Does confidence help with thinking in English? Yes, confidence helps. When you feel good about your English, you're more likely to use it in your head. This makes it easier to think in English over time. Is learning grammar different from thinking in English naturally? Yes, grammar rules are like instructions for building sentences. Thinking in English is like using those instructions to have a conversation. You can speak English without knowing all the rules. Do you have any tips for beginners in English, Gwen?
Of course, there is a method I really recommend for those who find it hard to think in English. It's called immersion. It means surrounding yourself with English all the time to learn it better. This means you try to listen, read, and speak in that language as much as possible. Start with things you enjoy. Read a simple story in English, maybe with pictures. Or listen to music you love with English lyrics. Singing along is a fun way to practice.
Movies are great too. Watch a familiar movie with English subtitles to connect the words with what's happening.
The more you listen, read, and watch in English, the more your brain gets used to the language.
Okay, so you are surrounded by English. But how do you start thinking in English? This is where talking helps. There are awesome apps like HelloTalk or Tandem where you can chat with native English speakers. It's like making a friend who can help you practice.
Don't forget about English clubs or online groups. Talking with real people in a friendly space is a great way to gain confidence and start thinking in English on the spot.
Remember, the key is to keep practicing. Even short conversations help your brain get used to forming thoughts in English. Learning a language takes time, like growing a strong, beautiful tree. You wouldn't expect a tiny seed to become a giant tree overnight, would you?
Exactly. So be patient with yourself. Be proud of yourself for the small wins. Did you understand a whole sentence today? That's a big deal. Did you ask for a coffee in English? Great job.
Even tiny steps forward are really important. Write down your journey. This can help you see how far you've come.
Looking back at your achievements, even the small ones, is a great way to see how far you've come. It shows that your hard work is paying off.
Reward yourself for doing well, even if it's just a tiny bit. This will help you want to keep learning English and make it fun.
Learning something new is hard. It's okay to make mistakes. Everyone does. Imagine a baby learning to talk. They don't understand everything right away. You're like that baby, but with bigger words.
Learning a language takes time. Some days will be easier than others. That's normal. Just keep practicing and you'll see improvement. Believe in yourself. With hard work, you'll reach your goals.
Let's look at some words related to today's topic. Subtitle, meaning lines or sentences at the bottom of a screen that show what the characters are saying. Example, he watched the movie with English subtitles to understand the whole conversation. Native, meaning someone or something that is from a particular place. Example, he is a native English speaker because he grew up speaking English at home. Achievement, meaning something good that you have done, which could be a success. Example, learning a new language is a great achievement. Patient, meaning being able to wait calmly without getting upset. Example, the teacher was patient with her students as they learned math. Reward, meaning something nice you give yourself or someone else for doing something good. Example, after finishing his homework, he rewarded himself with a game. Does translating everything in your head from your native language to English slow you down? Why? It's like having two conversations, one in your head and one in English. The more you practice English, the less translating you'll need to do and speaking will feel faster. Should we focus on perfection when it comes to thinking in English? Not at all. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language. Focus on getting your message across, even if it's not perfect. The more you speak, the better you'll become.
So, listeners, don't be upset if you can't think in English right away. Keep practicing, celebrate your wins, and soon you will be thinking in English with confidence.
Thank you all for being a part of this podcast's episode. Don't forget to check the free PDF in the description for more useful vocabulary. Goodbye, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Hello, and welcome back to our beloved listener. This is the 8-Minute English Podcast series on the Learn English Podcast channel. I'm your host, Nathan, and it's a pleasure to have you with us again. Are you struggling with pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary? AI has got your back. Imagine having a personal tutor at your fingertips, providing tailored lessons, exercises, and real-time feedback. AI tools can analyze your strengths and weaknesses and adjust the learning material accordingly, ensuring you make progress at your own pace. But AI is not just about studying, it's also about practicing. We'll introduce you to interactive chatbots that can engage in natural conversations, helping you improve your speaking and writing skills in a fun and stress-free environment. So, whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, this podcast will open your eyes to the incredible potential of AI in language learning. Also, we've prepared a special free PDF for this episode, full of useful tips and vocabulary to help you learn more. Make sure to check it out.
Hey, Daniel, do you have a minute?
Sure, Lily. What's up?
I've been feeling really insecure about my English lately. I know it's not my first language, but I feel like my skills have plateaued, and I'm struggling to improve.
I understand your concern, Lily.
Learning a new language can be challenging, especially when you've reached a certain level.
Exactly. I've tried reading more books and watching English movies.
But I still find it difficult to express myself fluently in certain situations.
Have you considered using AI-powered language learning tools?
AI? I'm not sure I understand.
AI stands for artificial intelligence. It's a technology that can understand and learn, just like humans. With AI, learning becomes more fun and interesting. Yes, and it can help us learn English too. AI is a great tool for learning English. It can help you improve all your skills.
How do they work?
AI can help you listen better. There are special programs that can slow down or speed up the speech. You can listen many times. Also, the AI can make exercises. You can listen and answer questions. It's like a game. AI can help you speak English. You can talk to the computer and it will listen. It can tell you if you are right or wrong. Some programs can even talk back to you. It's like having a friend to practice with.
Wow, that sounds really helpful. I hear that AI can help me read better, right? Like it can find new words for me and explain them. There are also programs that can read the text for us.
Exactly. You can listen and read at the same time. And last but not least, AI can help you write. It can check your grammar and spelling. To be more specific, some programs can even help you write whole sentences or paragraphs. But remember, you need to think and write your own ideas too.
Do you have any specific recommendations?
Yes, I'm thinking about Duolingo. This is a game-like app that makes learning fun. You earn points and unlock new levels as you progress. Babbel focuses on practical language skills, helping you speak confidently in real-life situations.
My friend also told me about HelloTalk. Do you know about it?
Of course. HelloTalk connects you with native speakers for language exchange, allowing you to practice speaking and writing while making new friends. As you can see, AI is a powerful tool for learning English. It can help you improve your listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. That's amazing.
But I want to talk about how you can use AI chatbots to practice your English conversations.
The AI chatbot is a computer program that can understand and respond to your messages just like a real person. There are many chatbots designed specifically for language learning. One popular chatbot is called Replica. You can download the Replica app on your phone or computer. When you chat with Replica, it will have natural conversations with you in English. It can talk about different topics, ask you questions, and even tell jokes. Another option is to use chatbots within messaging apps like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. These apps have built-in chatbots that you can start chatting with. Chatting with these AI bots is a safe and fun way to practice your English. You can chat with them as much as you want without feeling shy or nervous.
The best part is that these chatbots can give you feedback on your English. They can point out any mistakes you make and suggest corrections. These chatbots are not real people, but I think they can still be very helpful for practicing and improving your English. Daniel, pronunciation is very important when learning a new language. If you don't pronounce words correctly, it can be hard for others to understand you. Are there any special AI tools that can listen to how I speak and give feedback on my pronunciation?
One example is an app called Elsa Speak. With Elsa Speak, you can practice saying words and sentences out loud. The app will then tell you which sounds or words you pronounced incorrectly.
It's like having a personal pronunciation coach.
Right. The app will show you exactly how to move your mouth and tongue to make the right sounds. Another great AI tool for pronunciation is called Speechling. It works in a similar way, but it also has fun games and exercises to practice your pronunciation. In these games, you might need to repeat words or sentences after the AI voice. The AI will then score how accurate your pronunciation was. Using AI tools like Elsa Speak or Speechling is a really effective way to improve your English pronunciation. You can practice as much as you want, and the AI will give you helpful feedback.
That's perfect for my busy schedule. Thank you so much for the suggestion, Daniel. I'm excited to try out these AI-powered language learning tools.
So, after hearing some stories about AI, let's talk about some key vocabulary related to our topic. First up, practice. To repeat an activity regularly to improve a skill. I practice English every day by reading books and watching movies. Next is feedback. Information about how good or bad something is and how it can be improved. The teacher gave me feedback on my essay and told me how to write better. Pronounce is another verb. To make the sound of a word or letter correctly. It's difficult to pronounce some English words correctly. Let's look at coach, a person who trains and instructs people in a particular skill or activity. The pronunciation coach helped me improve my English speaking skills. Finally, score. To get or achieve a particular number of points or marks. I scored 90% on my English test. Let's delve into two important questions about our topic. The first question is, what is AI and how can it help you learn English? AI stands for artificial intelligence. It is a smart computer program that can understand and learn like humans. AI can help you improve your listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills in English. It can provide personalized lessons, exercises, and feedback to make learning more fun and effective. The second question, what are some examples of AI tools for learning English pronunciation? Elsa Speak is an AI app that listens to you speak and gives feedback on your pronunciation. It shows you how to move your mouth and tongue to make the right sounds. Another AI tool is Speechling, which has pronunciation games and exercises. It scores how accurately you can repeat words and sentences. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these questions. Please leave your comments below and let's discuss. We are finished with today's podcast. Remember, AI is not a replacement for human teachers or traditional ways of learning. We hope you feel excited and want to try using AI to help you learn English. AI is a helpful tool that works together with other learning methods. Use AI because it can make lessons just for you. AI has fun activities you can do and can tell you what you did right or wrong. Doing these things with AI will help you get better at English faster. You will feel more confident speaking English. Have an open mind about using AI. Stay interested and curious about AI. Most importantly, make sure you enjoy learning English with AI. Learning languages with AI is the future, and it is very exciting.